to report for Mk2's Olympus kit. So I guess this is the mainstay of my photography and video, this particular kit. So in 2024, it consisted of the E-M1 Mark II, which is recording this, the E-M1X, which I had added halfway through the year, E-PL8, which I used on and off during the year, and the infrared full spectrum conversion E-PL2. The E-M1 Mark II, particularly for video, was possibly the main downfall for the Fuji X-T2, which I sold. I had bought the X-T2 because I wanted something that was a truly good hybrid camera, and I think in some respects the E-M1 Mark II is a better bet, particularly for me anyway. And Olympus Mk2 is kind of my chosen kit now moving forward for sports and wildlife stuff. Given the numbers of photos I took over the year with this kit, it's difficult to narrow it down to 10 images, but here goes. Something I don't often use on the Olympus cameras is the kind of scene preset things, but this dramatic tone, just occasionally I quite like to play with it, and this was the E-PL8 at Artington, just outside Guildford. I think it all depends on what the weather conditions are like, whether it's actually going to work well or not, but you can dial in how much of the tone you actually want, which is pretty useful. Portsmouth, a place called Paul's Grove, looking across the water at the Spinnaker Tower. Very misty early morning. The mist did clear later, and it's not quite the same later on during the day, but I've got some further images, but nothing like this. Infrared E-PL2, again, Western Supermare. I don't take an awful lot of images with the infrared camera, and I think it just has to be the right, you just need the right weather conditions and the right scene, and it can work. So this was actually taken through our one of our bedroom windows at the back of the house, and this fox used to be a regular visitor to the garden. He's only got one eye, and that's easy to spot on the wildlife camera because the eyes show up really bright, and of course with this fox it only shows up as one eye really bright. At the racetrack at Brands Hatch, I think you need to kind of always be ready to pick up something that's not racetrack action, and it's the colours here that really stand out. First corner at Thruxton after the start line is really fast, and it's always pretty amazing when you get to the track and see just how fast it is. And with the colours in the background here and the colours of the leathers and the bike, it just all kind of tied together quite nicely. Equally, this shot, I think, is all about the colours. It's another very, very fast part of the circuit, so panning at this point is quite a challenge, and you're not actually that far from the track itself, and you do have to, sometimes I kind of walk back up the banking to get myself further away, just to give myself more of a chance, because the bikes are coming past so quickly that it's really it's a real challenge. In for a really simple scene, and this is some of the first experimentation I did with the IR chrome filter. Just gives it a kind of an otherworldly look to it. Again, it's one of those things where you can do it occasionally, but if you do it too often, it becomes kind of hackneyed. With this camera and lens combination, this is it's kind of bread and butter, and it's quite this is quite a difficult spot. This is on the entry to Druids and taken from a structure. There's a bar and you can get up onto the roof of it. It's quite a challenge to get a really good shot there, but sometimes it just all works out. Not a camera I generally think of for using for garden photography, but on this particular occasion I was just trying things out, and I tried this out with the with the SD Quattro as well, but actually the pictures from this camera, I think the colours and the light, firstly the colours came out very nicely, I think, and secondly, because of the flexibility of this lens, it just gave me more opportunity to frame things how I wanted. I haven't got any changes planned for this kit really during 2025. Obviously, the changes I'd said I'd planned for the Panasonic Lumix range will apply because the lenses are interchangeable across the two systems, so they will apply here as well. Apart from that, onward and upward with the Olympus Micro Four Thirds in 2025.